welcome back with another banger. It's the React Files. Let's get straight to it.
So he sat down next to me. He's like, I love your work. So it's like, you know, all these heavyweights, like, you know, Ben Stiller, Jack Black, Robert Downey Jr., everybody, and at the end is like me, like, you know, like, hey, happy to be here, guys. You know, like, and some other supporting guys, and then Tom Cruise walks in. And even those guys are like, whoa, and he's super stoked to be there. You know, he's like, yeah, oh, boom. You know, like, he's like, wow. He's just immediately excited when he walks into a room, and he's like trying to place me, you know, like I love your work. And I went, oh, thanks. I love your work too, Tom Cruise. You know, thanks. That Seth Rogen was like, you know, it was amazing. He had like, a bike track in his backyard. Was phenomenal. And I did a Seth Rogen impression, and it was like I did a magic trick. Tom Cruise was like, yeah,
I can see why. Yo, that's crazy.
So we all saw the shoes that's going viral that they're selling on the dark web. And again, they're not your typical shoes. They're shoes that were drenched in blood. And at least that's what it seemed like. Matter of fact, look at this. Look at this shit.
Guys, so here's where we're at currently with the boots. I just got the blacklight in the mail. For the blacklight to work, we need something called
what does that look like on them boots?
Amazon says it should be here in a couple hours. I think I'm going to be at work by the time it gets here, but I'll show you what I learned last night.
Look at this.
Last night I ordered some hydrogen peroxide.
Look at this.
And when I dab some on the clean parts of the sole, nothing really happens, but when I dab it on the more suspicious parts, it does foam up.
Yeah, it foams up. You know what that is, right? So for the people that don't know, he bought those boots from a website on the dark web. On that website, it showed different shoes filled with blood. Now, mind you, he bought them because he wanted to see if it was fake or not. Matter of fact, let's go backwards.
As most of y'all know, I ordered some shoes off the dark web, and while I was at work, I got the notification that they just got delivered. I'm headed to the P.O. box right now to go pick them up.
Now, when he got the boots, took the boots home, and checked the boots, he saw what we just saw. The boots had blood on them. But he also saw something else. Listen.
Yeah, we're gonna have to test this.
He found something in those boots.
I'll get you tomorrow.
Or at least the boots came with something. You'll see right now. That came in boots. Now, when he purchased those online, it was a message that came up and said, everything comes with a price. And then that videotape dropped out of those boots. Yeah, okay. So now let's fast forward to the part where he puts the luminol on the boots. And you'll see what happens then. Matter of fact, look at this shit. Now look at this shit. Now when you see this, tell me if you think it's blood now. Pay attention. Oh yeah? Oh yeah? What that look like?
Okay.
You do the math. I'm out. Yep. So you know I'm gonna have to do a part 3 because he said he was gonna go get a VCR. And when he get that VCR and pop that videotape in, we're gonna see what's on that. I'm out.
Yo, shout out to Expensive Taste. That was creepy as hell. The fact that people buying these kind of things from the dark web is insane. And it came with a tape. That's when things got spooky. Now he gotta find a VCR. Yeah, I'm staying tuned with this one.
Siéntelo. Águila del monte será, se le oyen las voces como el pavo real.
This is the ancient city of Baalbek, or Baalbek. And the history of this city's been in existence for over 11,000 years. And do you see these huge slabs? These are called tritholons. These slabs, according to the archaeologists, were put into place anywhere from 3000 to 2000 BC. No tech, no technology. Look at these slabs. They figured out a way, and the quarry is about 20 miles away. They figured out a way to hand chisel these huge slabs. Look at these slabs. These are 900 tons each, at least 900 tons. 1 ton is 2,000 pounds. They figured out a way to hand chisel these massive slabs, lift it out of the quarry, and carry it at least 20 miles away with brute strength. I mean, look, after I've made videos about ancient technology, and I don't think I'm going to be able to top this one. Okay. The Romans allegedly continued building this site around 60 BC. But even at 60 BC, how'd they move these stones? With no tech. Ancient people had technology. The mainstream is lying. They want you to think that ancient people were primitive. They want you to think that they were just brute strengthening their way through all this stuff. Like, how do they lift this from the quarry? Okay, guys, lift on 3. Hernias, bro. Hernias. Like, there's no way. Ancient technology. They had 0-point energy. They had earth bending. They had something. It's like, no, they figured out a way to build cranes with trees, and the trees were able to lift this massive stone. If you still, after watching this video, if you still are going to maintain the Matrix lies and believe the lies, then there's nothing else I can do for you. You belong to the Matrix. The Matrix is your home. But for everyone else who's waking up and they see that they had to have had some serious technology and abilities back then to move, look at all this stuff. And I think some of you guys are confused as to why I make these videos. I actually would prefer not to be on social media. I don't like social media. I can't stand it, actually. But I was called by Christ to do this. This is like a ministry, because I want you guys to open your eyes and see. The point of this video is to get you to see that we live in the Matrix, guys. It's all cap. It's all fake. All this, look at that. You think they made that with hammer and chisel? They just dragged it. They just drag it through all the terrain, the hills, you know, moving past all the trees. And there's no amount of people that could move this. Okay? Open your eyes, man. So, I don't want you to fall prey. We have like one more major deception, which is a fake alien invasion centered around the fake round earth. In reality, you're going to be fighting against Jesus Christ. They're going to be like, oh, human race, band together. Let's all fight and save humanity. But in reality, it's going to be the battle of Armageddon fighting against Christ. And I don't want you to fall victim and prey to the Matrix. That's why I want you to doubt and question stuff. All of this leads to that.
Whoa, that was a big statement at the end. Shout out to I Go By William, making a great point right there with the blocks. Let's say 900 tons? That's crazy. Hernia City for real.
Mr. President, any response to Elon Musk claiming about the Epstein files?
Boom! Y'all, don't scroll. Elon Musk just exposed Donald Trump, y'all. Hey, this back and forth is about to get real nasty, y'all. You about to have a lot of people coming forward and talking like, what is really going on? Take a look at what Elon just wrote, y'all. Look. Read it. You see what it say. I'm not going to read the top part, but I'm going to read the bottom. Mark this post for the future. The truth will come out. What? So no wonder we haven't got it yet, y'all. Because if you're the president and you're on there and you know you had some shit to do with it, you wouldn't allow it to come out, right? As of right now, I don't know if he's on it. That's just what Elon's saying. But y'all, it's starting to make sense. This shit is getting crazy. So let's just say if Donald Trump is compromised, that means everybody he voted in to be in his cabinet is compromised, right? Because those is his people. And that would mean Kash Patel and his little group is compromised too. And that means everything might be a lie, right? Oh, Lord.
Only time will tell. Shout out to Zay Reacts. I think we're all surprised with the recent developments. Their relationship went from sugar to shit. It was all good just a week ago.
Look, I voted for Trump, and I'll be the first to tell you that I'm not down with this big, beautiful bill. And let me tell you why. People say all the time, oh, you Trump supporters are in a cult. No, we're not, because we are not in blind obedience to one individual. We are more than willing and happy to criticize our own, and that is how it should be in the political arena. We see so much in this big, beautiful bill that actually is the opposite of much of what we actually voted for. We see a continued increase in spending, unnecessary spending. Not only that, but we also see the increase and encroachment of AI. We see funding of pet projects that we do not agree with. And we are going to raise our voices against it, as any well-educated electorate should do. You know, Elon Musk is right in calling it a disgusting abomination. And I think that the Trump administration needs to realize just how damaging it will be if we wind up passing this bill, continue this trend of wasteful spending, and then wonder why individuals don't show up in the midterms to vote for this continued irresponsibility. The reason people voted for Trump is because we want to see fiscal responsibility. We want to see an end to waste, fraud, and abuse. And we don't want Republicans to say one thing and do another. That's what people on the left are very accustomed to, is their politicians saying one thing and doing another. They're just used to it at this point. They have Stockholm syndrome. But we demand better, as we should. That's why I myself, and many others like me, do not agree with this big, beautiful bill, and want to see it actually redrafted to only include the things that matter to average, everyday Americans. Those are my thoughts, and I'm curious what yours might be.
Shout out to Damani Felder, Trump supporter, who does not support the big, beautiful bill. I think what we need right now is some honest transparency. I think a lot of us can agree that the push for AI is pretty creepy.
So Elon Musk has just called for Donald Trump to be impeached and replaced with JD Vance. You guys, I cannot even keep track of all the updates that are coming in right now, but I'm going to do my best. Ian Miles Chung wrote, President versus Elon, who wins? My money is on Elon. Trump should be impeached and JD Vance should replace him. Elon Musk responded, yes. And this comes right after Musk said that SpaceX will decommission its Dragon spacecraft immediately, following Trump's threats to cancel his government contracts. Dragon spacecraft is used to send astronauts and supplies up to the International Space Station. And this comes after a massive back and forth between Trump and Musk. You could check out our feed for all the latest, but Musk said that Trump is on Epstein's list, and that's why his administration does not release the list, and so much more. Go check our feed for all the updates. And remember to add the Midas Touch podcast on Apple Podcasts and Spotify.
Shout out to Midas Touch for keeping us up to date with these tweets from Elon. This is getting crazy.
He tried to tell you that he's not going to bring freedom. He's not going to bring a golden age, bro. Now look at us. We're all about to be put in one big fat database. With seeing how AI has progressed to this point, it's bad. And if you've ever seen that show, Person of Interest, where they're able to pick up anybody, find anyone, anywhere, doesn't matter where they are, doesn't matter when they find them, they're able to get this data and get this information on people like that. Well, that's about to be us. We're all about to be in Palantir's system. And you guys, ultimately, a lot of y'all out there who thought that this was the good guy, you bought into it. Good job. Now, before anyone tries to get in my comments and say that I'm with a political party, I'm not. I am a Christian who makes content talking about the end of times and the soon return of the Lord. So don't come and hit me with any of that. But I was telling people, so were many others, that this is not going to be your saving grace. He is a wolf in sheep's clothing. like everyone is. The people who have gotten to positions of power like this didn't get there by being a good old happy-go-lucky American. That's not how that works, but we're watching the beast system get created in real time. Now, we've already been a part of a microcosm of what the beast system will actually be, but Donald Trump has just pretty much signed over all of our information to Palantir. We're all going to be in one big fat database, as I said previously. And guys, ultimately, we're about to watch Revelation 13 play out. Many people on the right feel betrayed, they feel forgotten, they feel abandoned, they feel misused, so on and so forth. You keep adding words. Guys, what did you expect, man? Like, ultimately, truly, what did you expect? If you don't have a relationship with Jesus Christ, you need to get one. This is why I'm so happy that I was able to see through this whole left-right paradigm a long time ago. I thank God for the eyes to see, because, bro, you really thought Buddy was going to be the solution? You're cooked. Two wings of the same bird. Ultimate goal is to bring about the Antichrist and the beast system. You don't believe me? But prophecy is still happening, and you're a part of it.
Deep words right there. Shout out to Blade of Judah. I feel him 100%, making a lot of good points right there.
Immaculate vibes today. As Donald Trump and Elon Musk both crash out in real time, Trump supporters are choosing sides, and it's not Donald's. Check this out. Donald Trump's social media app, Truth Social, is just riddled with comments like these, urging Trump to please stop the madness. Why are you picking a fight with one of your best allies? So stupid. Please don't display your differences on social media. Oh man, don't jump all over Elon. What is wrong with you? Please stop. But wait, there's more. We love you, POTUS, but we love Elon as well. We're a team. Stop the infighting. Oh, I'm not sure you're going to see this. I really hope and pray that you do. The country needs you and Elon, so if you two could just work out your differences, that would be fantastic. Not a good look, Trump. And if you consider yourself MAGA, this is literally your worst nightmare right now. You've been glazing Elon. You're always glazing Trump. Now they're fighting, and guess what? They're not getting back together. So now you got to choose sides. Who are you going to pick? I mean, this timeline is so stupid, but it cannot happen to a worse group of people.
I totally agree. The glaze for Elon been crucial. Shout out to Midas Touch. I was definitely wondering. Now you got to pick a side. Which one are you going to pick?
I don't like it. I want it to stop. I want to tell them, if they're both watching, knock it off. We're done with this. This is an incredible moment for our country. It's awake. It's optimistic. It's on board with the golden age. Don't sabotage it with a self-inflicted feud. You know, don't let the Dems get back up from the floor where they belong.
But ultimately, President Trump is the one who won the election. For Elon Musk to say, I won Trump this election, President Trump won all of the swing states. He is the first person in the Republican Party to win the popular vote in 20 years. He had the highest raw vote total of any Republican nominee ever in the history of the party, increased double digits over the last 4 years among Latinos, Black, and young people. No amount of money bought that.
They were living in close quarters for like the first 6 months of the year. They're just blowing off steam. Okay. The issue is donor maintenance. This guy's the mega donor. So you don't want him accusing you of being a pedophile, and you don't want him calling for your impeachment. I hope he doesn't mean that, but maybe they can patch things up. I mean, Vance called Trump Hitler, and he's on the ticket.
Okay, let's get down to it. Why the theater? By the way, this video is not for everybody. What you see right here was when he got the key to that place. Remember, he had the black eye and all that stuff, and he was acting really loopy and out of it for no reason. Probably wasn't feeling well. First off, ignore this completely. It's completely irrelevant, but we'll come back to it. So you know what's happening right now in Russia, right? This is Kyiv right now and everything going down. Well, what does Elon Musk own? He owns Starlink, the most powerful weapon in the world. Pretty crazy, right? I don't think I need to remind you guys what's happened in the last 48 hours. Moscow region, Crimea Bridge. Right now there's hundreds of thousands of stuff heading to Kyiv. Number may off be a pinch. By the way, TikTok, this is just my opinion, and I know nothing. Freedom of expression. Don't you love it in the United States? Let's keep going. Have y'all really seen that big, beautiful bill? Really? Millions upon millions upon millions of dollars stopping anybody from limiting automated artificial intelligence, artificial general intelligence, anything at all with AI. No restricting or regulation against artificial intelligence systems, or automated systems that go by AI. And what I say at the beginning of the video about the guy who owns the strongest thing in the world, whose hand is also in artificial intelligence. Do y'all remember when this happened? That was crazy, right? He dropped this tweet saying this. Meanwhile, his son was with the dude.
And look what this guy just said up here. TikTok is just this news. It's not me, but it is accredited news. And look at this right here from Sky News. Just read it. Read it. He also said a 4-letter agency was also responsible for what happened. Allegedly. It's all alleged. Could you all please wake up and pay attention to what's happening around the earth right now? That would be great.
And that's a wrap. Hope you enjoyed tonight's rabbit hole. If you enjoyed this video, why don't you check this one right here? Shout outs to all reactors and subscribers. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks again. Till next time.